What if I told you that the medications your parents take every day, the pills they trust, the pills they believe are keeping them healthy, might actually be slowly stealing their memory, their balance, and their independence? Welcome to Healify Hub, where we talk about senior health honestly, not comfortably. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is not fear-mongering. This is medical science that most people never hear explained. Every single year in the United States, more than 2 million adults over the age of 65 are rushed to emergency rooms because of adverse drug reactions. 2 million. And what's truly shocking is that the majority of these emergencies were completely preventable. So why does this keep happening? Because doctors are overworked, appointments are rushed, prescriptions are added one on top of another. And no one has the time to explain how aging changes the way the body reacts to medication. After age 65, the liver clears drugs more slowly. The kidneys filter toxins less efficiently. The brain becomes more sensitive. And the blood-brain barrier becomes weaker. That means a medication that felt harmless at 40 can become dangerous at 70. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 medications I would never let my own loved one over 65 take without serious discussion and safer alternatives. If you have a parent, a spouse, or if you yourself are over 65, this matters. Let's begin. The first medication hides in plain sight. Diphenhydramine. You know it as Benadryl, Tylenol PM, or Zaquil. You can buy it anywhere without a prescription, which makes people assume it must be safe. That assumption is dangerous. Diphenhydramine belongs to a class of drugs called anticholinergics. These drugs block acetylcholine, a brain chemical responsible for memory, focus, and learning. A landmark study published in JAMA Internal Medicine followed nearly 3,500 adults over the age of 65 for 7 years. The results were alarming. Seniors who used anticholinergic drugs for 3 years or longer had a 54% higher risk of developing dementia. And aging makes it worse. In younger adults, Benadryl may wear off in 4 hours. In seniors, it can linger for 12 hours or more, continuing to suppress brain function the entire time. Many seniors don't even realize they're taking it because it hides in combination cold, allergy, and sleep products. Safer alternatives exist. For allergies, newer antihistamines like cetirizine or loratadine don't cross into the brain. For sleep, cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia and low-dose melatonin work better long-term without damaging the brain. The next category surprises many people. Proton pump inhibitors, Nexium, Prilosec, Prevacid, are prescribed for heartburn and acid reflux. They work extremely well. But stomach acid exists for a reason. It helps absorb nutrients. It activates digestion. It kills harmful bacteria. Suppressing it for years has consequences. A large study of adults over 75 found that long-term PPI use was associated with a 44% higher risk of dementia and a 35% higher risk of hip fractures. Calcium cannot be absorbed properly without stomach acid. Over time, bones weaken. And one hip fracture after age 65 carries up to a 30% risk of death within 1 year. PP is also increased the risk of dangerous intestinal infections like C. difficile, which can be fatal in older adults. Lifestyle changes often work better than lifelong medications. Smaller meals, avoiding food before bed, elevating the head of the bed, and identifying trigger foods. Now we come to medications that doctors themselves warn against in seniors: benzodiazepines, Xanax, Valium, Ativan, clonazepam. These drugs slow the brain by enhancing GABA, the brain's calming chemical. But in older adults, they also impair balance, slow reaction time, and damage memory. The American Geriatric Society lists benzodiazepines on the beers. Criteria: medications that should generally be avoided after age 65. A 15-year study published in the British Medical Journal found a 51% increased risk of dementia among older adults who used these drugs. Falls are the most devastating consequence. Seniors taking benzodiazepines are 41% more likely to fall. And falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in older Americans. These drugs were designed for short-term use, 2 to 4 weeks, yet many seniors have taken them for decades. Stopping suddenly is dangerous, but staying on them quietly erodes the brain. Safer approaches include gradual tapering under medical supervision, therapy for anxiety, exercise, and mindfulness practices. Now we reach the second most dangerous category. Opioid pain medications: oxycodone, hydrocodone, morphine, fentanyl. Adults over 65 receive more opioid prescriptions than any other age group. A CDC report showed a 34% increase in opioid-related hospitalizations among seniors in just 5 years. But here's the statistic that should stop you cold. A study in JAMA Internal Medicine found that opioid use increased fall risk by 400% during the first 2 weeks. 400%. Opioids cause confusion, dizziness, dangerous constipation, and over time they can actually make pain worse, a phenomenon called opioid-induced hyperalgesia. Better pain management exists. Physical therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy for pain, acupuncture, topical treatments like lidocaine patches, and low-dose medications like duloxetine often work better without destroying quality of life. And finally, the most dangerous medications of all for seniors. Strong anticholinergic bladder drugs, oxybutynin, tolterodine, sulfenacin. These medications are routinely prescribed for overactive bladder. They are also among the strongest anticholinergic drugs in modern medicine. A massive 2019 study of over 280,000 adults found that strong anticholinergics increased dementia risk by 50%, and the risk increased with each year of use. Even more alarming, measurable cognitive decline has been documented within just 2 weeks of starting oxybutynin. 2 weeks. Seniors unknowingly trade bladder control for brain function. Better options exist. Bladder training, pelvic floor exercises, fluid timing, and avoiding caffeine often reduce symptoms dramatically. If medication is necessary, newer drugs like mirabegrin and Vibagryn work through different mechanisms without damaging the brain. Here's the truth most people are never told. Medications don't suddenly become bad. Bodies become more vulnerable. Slower metabolism, sensitive brains, reduced drug clearance. Every medication on this list has legitimate uses. But seniors and their families deserve full information, safer alternatives, and the right to participate in decisions about their care. If you love someone over 65 or if you are over 65, ask questions. Demand explanations. Explore options. This is Healify Hub, where senior health meets honesty, not shortcuts. Share this information. It might protect a memory. It might save a life. Stay safe and we'll see you again at Healify Hub.